Hey everyone, I'm Richard Ron. I'm the principal with the Leonardo Group Americas and one of the developers of the Lean Design Studio. And we're doing a webinar on the topic of mixed model manufacturing and Kaizen events. So here's the deal, as Joe Biden might say. The deal is that your processes, your value streams, your production lines need to be designed and not simply evolve over time. And so that's a challenge in itself. And what we teach at the Lean Design Studio primarily is how to do that properly, right? How to apply lean industrial engineering to your value streams. Doesn't have to be manufacturing, but oftentimes it is. So assembly lines or manufacturing processes. And how to do that the right way, the way the big boys do it, the way Toyota does it, the way successful lean companies design their processes. So here's the issue, though. If you want to do that, the best way is to start with a blank sheet of paper, clean sheet of paper, and redesign the whole production line, the whole value stream. But that opportunity doesn't come up all that often because it's a big deal, right? It's very expensive. It's a major disruption. So what makes more sense, if you can, is to apply the Kaizen philosophy, Kaizen event philosophy, and take a piece of your factory or a piece of your facility and redesign it in chunks or in sections. But here's the challenge. Number one, you have to pick the right area to start with. Because remember this, if you pick an area that's not on the critical path, then you're going to get zero improvement in customer response time or lead time. So you have to pick the right area that's on the critical path. You could have feeder lines that are not on the critical path. No matter what you do, no matter how better you make that feeder line, it's not going to impact the time it takes to respond. So that's one challenge, being careful about the area you choose. The other thing is where you start, because think of your workflow as a series of racehorses and donkeys. Well, you don't want to put the donkey in front of the racehorse, because the racehorse is going to want to run and the donkey is not going to let it because it's in front. So again, where we choose to work is important. Third important thing is the scope. So we don't want to do too little, because if you pick an area that's too small, you're not going to get the benefits. And if you pick an area that's too big, you're not going to get it done within the short time that's allowed during a Kaizen event. So these are all the kinds of things that we're going to be talking about in this webinar. As well as what is the process. Briefly, we're not going to be diving deep into the mixed model line design or mixed model material delivery method, but we'll cover that briefly. But mainly it's how do we scope this thing? How do we make this a viable strategy so that at the end of the year or the end of the time, we end up with a value stream that is designed properly. Even though you had to do it in pieces, it's designed properly. And that's where we need to get to. So hope you can join us. This is going to be about 60 minutes, and we'll be covering a lot of interesting topics, and hope to see you there. Okay, bye now.